When Ray-Ban and Meta introduced these glasses, I was not interested at all. They could have released a garden fence and I would have been more interested in that, and I don't even own a garden. But now I do wear them every single day. I love them, and I did this video which cost me 30 hours of work. So what happened? When tech companies try to be stylish, it usually backfires. They are engineers, computer scientists and great at logistics, but the fine art of eyewear is better left to professionals. With Ray-Ban, Meta has the yearly 100-year-old know-how of the most successful eyewear company on its side. And indeed, you wouldn't guess at the first glance that these relatively unassuming glasses contain a camera, 5 microphones, LEDs, 2 speakers, a Snapdragon AR1 processor and batteries. The shape is a bit bigger, but that is nothing unusual for sunglasses. The camera and the LED in the corner is the most noticeable thing, but apart from that, everything is ultra cleverly hidden. The charging contacts in the nosepiece, a microphone there so it is close to the mouth, 2 on the ears for stereo recording, and the last 2 I searched forever and found one in the R of the Ray-Ban logo. The on-off switch is in the hinge, and there's also the only reference to Meta. There is a splash protection with IPX4. I have already accidentally tested it. Everything feels sturdy, weight is relatively normal, and there are 7 colors for 2 frames. I have the headliner design, which is a bit more round and smaller. You can configure any model with any lens and also optical lenses at Ray-Ban, which of course then costs a premium depending on the selection, but yeah, there is a lot of choice. My model is a black frame model with transition glasses, so they darken in the sunlight and they clear indoors. If these are normal glasses and these are sunglasses, then the transition goes from here to here. And that means you never have to take off the glasses, which is ultra convenient. Purely visually, the semi-transparent brown version would have been more my cup of tea. The charging case looks like a classic Ray-Ban case, which is a super cool idea and a successful implementation on top of that. It is made out of fake leather and relatively firm apart from the flap. There is USB-C at the bottom, space for a cleaning cloth on the inside, and the closing has a ring LED that indicates the charging status. It is a bit fiddly to get the glasses out of the case without making them dirty, and the coating on the glasses is not that good. I was cleaning them constantly. The Ray-Ban Meta glasses have 3 key features: sound, camera and artificial intelligence. First, sound. It is not the bone-conducting vibration technology. There are 2 speakers above the ears, and they can only be heard by the person wearing the glasses unless you are in a completely silent room and turn up the volume. You can hear slightly when there's music playing, but listen for yourself. That's about 50% volume. And that's 100%. And I think you can definitely hear the 100%, but when you are in a loud environment, you can cover one of the ears with your hand and then you will listen the music way louder. There's a touchpad on the side for control. Pressing and holding starts Spotify, tapping once stops the music, twice skips to the next song, 3 times goes 1 back, swiping changes the volume. The sound is extremely open and quite impressively spacious. Especially when you are listening to a voicemail or a podcast, it's almost like the person is standing right next to you. The EQ is a little bit too bass heavy, but otherwise it's fine. I expected much worse. You can listen to music but still hear everything else perfectly. That makes these glasses safe as a traffic option. It's the opposite of active noise cancelling and even more open than an open-ear headphone. And the sunglasses themselves can also pick up sound, and it sounds amazingly spatial. You can hear exactly from where everyone is talking. It's almost a bit creepy. You can also make phone calls with these glasses, and that's very cool and super natural. You can just talk straight out and you hear the other person if they were there. The sound quality of the Ray-Ban glasses is way better than expected. It is as good as a phone and not a headphone. And I usually hate taking phone calls, but with these things, I just love it. But there's one problem. My cheeks sometimes squeeze the microphone shut when talking, so I had to move the glasses forward a bit. I'm not sure whether that's a design flaw of the glasses or my face, but there has been an update. Second, camera. In the left temple of the glasses there is a tiny camera with a 12 megapixel sensor that really takes amazingly good pictures and video. Much better than I expected. Both from the tiny size as well from Meta, a company that has little to no experience when it comes to cameras. The look of the picture reminds me a lot of the Google Pixel. It's crispy, intense and pleasantly sharp. The shutter can be released by voice or by pressing a button on the right temple. You can hold it down to record a video. It can be a maximum of 1 minute long. Whenever the camera is on, a white LED flashes on the outside and the inside. It is good that everyone can see when it is recording and when it's not. If you tape something on the LED, the glasses will recognize that and the camera is deactivated. From this point of view, these glasses are more privacy concerned than a smartphone. The video quality is also surprisingly high. The aspect ratio is portrait, which is of course stupid for my video here, but perfect for social media. Dynamic range is quite high. The resolution is 1424 to 1904. The stabilization is surprisingly smooth in bright light. In low light, artifacts can occur. The noise behavior is within limits. Honestly, smartphones for that money usually have a worse camera. You can even stream directly from the glasses to Facebook or Instagram. I can see some influencers using this soon. Everything ends up in the Meta app. There are all your photos and settings and a history of everything you have spoken to the assistant. You have to have a Meta, so a Facebook account. That's a shame, but you probably already have one, and if not, you can just make one free and never use it. Third, artificial intelligence. As of right now, you can say, "Hey Meta," and then followed by a command like, "What's the weather like tomorrow?" Or "Play music, take a photo," write a WhatsApp message to somebody, and you can receive like a voice note if there is a WhatsApp message from somebody coming to you. That's great, but it is still a little bit limited, but that will change soon. At the beginning of 2024 there will be a free update that brings Llama 2 with it. That's the latest version of Meta's artificial intelligence, something like ChatGPT or Google Bard. And this artificial intelligence can see. And that means that you can stand in front of an animal and ask what kind of animal it is, and the glasses will say, "That's a dog," and "Wow, I've learned something new again." Or you are vegan and you want to know if this shampoo is vegan too. Or you see a text in French and you want it to be translated to English. Everything that an AI can do. And when it does come and really works like this, it would be very impressive. Almost like the glasses of Tony Stark and Iron Man. Having an AI in your face is the last step you can take before implementing it directly into your brain, and the next step for smart glasses is to have a display in them, so you can also see the content and not only hear it, and then this thing has a real chance of replacing a smartphone. Despite all the features, the battery life is surprisingly good. 4 hours according to Meta. I think that is pessimistic. For me it was more like 6 hours until they wanted to charge. It depends a lot on what you do. If you listen to music all the time, 4 hours is possible. If you record a lot of videos and live stream, it is half of that. If you do something now and then, it is almost enough for a whole day. The case can charge the glasses a total of 8 times. In half an hour it goes from 0 to 80%. Okay, it's time for a conclusion. These things are about $300. That is for a Ray-Ban sunglass with headphones and a camera actually not that expensive. And if the AI is as good as promised, it will be cheap, dirt cheap for what it is. And I really hope that this will happen. And maybe the $44 billion that Meta spent in AR and VR glasses will be justified one day. These things are not perfect, but they are surprisingly good for such an early product. They are well built, they have impressive features, way better than I expected. And yeah, I do like wearing them every day. The only question now is if it is possible to make them slimmer one day, and if Microsoft and Google will follow soon, because their AI I want way more in my face than the ones of Meta.